Hi guys, I'm Denzil, a youth engagement worker for sporting communities and also an independent songwriter. And today we're actually going to look at my field of expertise, if I can call it that, which is writing itself. Not specifically songwriting, just a brief introduction into different types of writing and different styles of text and formats that can be written in. So there's songwriting to begin with, and obviously writing a song consists of formatting a song's lyrics to a specific style that suit the audience that you're trying to reach. For example, if it's going to be R&B, it's most likely to be love. If it's going to be a sense of, a feeling that might bring out of your emotions of excitement, it might be pop, etc. So there's R&B, there's pop, there's grime music, and there's also rock. There's also a separate subgenre to music, which is rap, which would be called rap lyricism, etc. And other styles of writing also include book writing. It also includes spoken word, which is similar to rap and it's sort of in between rap and poetry. And there's also playwriting, so writing an actual play for different characters to portray. So that would introduce character writing, having to adjust your style to suit a specific personality or persona of a character that you're creating. So as I briefly just mentioned, poetry is also another form of writing, and that's the style of writing that we're going to look at today. So to begin with poetry, there's so many different styles of poetry. There's narrative writing, there's short poems, there's long poems, there's rhythmic poems. There's also poems that don't rhyme. These tend to be called haikus, which is Haiku. It's a Japanese style of poetry that was created in Asia. One of the most notable writers of Japanese poetry was a man called Bosho. He was credited as one of the greatest poets, especially to come out of that continent. A haiku is a poem that consists of very, very minimal lines, sometimes in some cases only 3 lines, and also different to the majority of poems, each lines of a haiku poem tend to actually not rhyme. So it kind of goes against the normality of writing poetry, which I quite like because it sort of expands your craft, I often find it easier to write something that rhymes other than something that doesn't rhyme, because something that rhymes makes more sense to the ear, and it just sounds a bit more, just easier on the ear. So yeah, we're going to look at poems today. I'm going to write a poem myself, and the poem that I'm going to write, I'm going to try and make it include a few different styles of poetry. So some of it will rhyme, some of it won't rhyme. I'm going to split it up into a couple of different sections. Some poems can include a chorus, some most often not. Mine will do, just to give you an idea of how it can be written. The chorus tends to be the part where it might have the rhyme in it also, and the rest will be what's called a free verse. So free verse just means no specific pattern to it, no specific rhythm or anything like that. So I'm going to go and try and write a poem now. I'll grab my book here. So the first thing is, when you look at writing a piece of text is a very key word, by the way, because when it comes to what writing is, it's a method of art, it's a form of art, and art tends to, more often than not, be very, very conceptual. And by conceptual, it means it's going to have some sort of direction, a specific direction that you're heading, or maybe a specific idea or topic that you're going to speak on. Just as a quick example, let's think, for example, an item of food, or maybe an activity, for example, football. You might base your piece around a specific subject that gives you maybe a certain feeling that you get from it. So those feelings can be anything from a sense of excitement, sense of joy, maybe even anger or something like that. So to begin with, I say a great way to start trying to make up a piece of text is to maybe think personally, because if you're not really used to creating art through written works, it's kind of hard to know where to start really. But if you think of something more personal to you, it might come to you because it's based on something you've maybe been through and experienced, or a feeling that you felt before from an activity that you took part in. So me, how I've been feeling lately is inspired a piece that I plan to work on, which is what I'm going to work on today throughout this video. So I've been thinking of the sun a lot, and being my plan and my goal has been to go out in the sunlight more often, because it's good for you, it's good for the skin, and it's good for boosting the way that you feel. So I'm literally going to write about the sun. So when I say I'm going to write about the sun, I actually don't mean it literally speaking. I'm going to write from perspective. So perspective is when you look at something from an angle different from your personal view. So I'm going to use two different forms of perspective actually. I'm going to picture myself as, in fact no, I won't tell you yet. I'll read you the poem that I've just written now. It's called The Sunshine, and this is how it goes. When you rise, you light up the sky. When you rise, my tears don't cry. You are the sunshine. Despite the hard times, I see beauty in life. Every day I will rise. I am the sunshine. So yeah, there's my piece. You know, I might not be William Shakespeare, but I don't think it's too bad. Right here, so if you could tell, my poem was split up into two different sections. There's the gap. So the first section consisted of rhyme. The end words rhymed, and the second section had no rhyme in it whatsoever. So it's 7 lines long, so it's also a short poem. And well, from this, basically my intentions was to just highlight strength. I feel like that's what the sun represents. It represents strength, it represents life. Without the sun, life wouldn't exist. And in terms of life, it just puts you a spring in your step, you know. And that's how I've been feeling a bit lately, and would like to feel like even more. So if you was to read that poem to someone, I hope that that's the sense or the feeling that they would feel. I feel like it could be written or said to somebody, or it could be read to yourself, and hopefully you'd feel like the person that wrote it was saying that about you. So as I read this to you, I hope it makes you feel good. If you was to recite this back to yourself, you might make yourself feel good. So it's quite a positive piece and a positively written text. So yeah, I'll read it once more. This is You and I, the sunshine. When you rise, you light up the sky. When you rise, my tears don't cry. You are the sunshine. Despite the hard times, I see beauty in life. Every day I will rise. I am the sunshine. Now, it would be wicked if you guys could now have a go at writing your own poem. Maybe start off with a short poem to begin with. Just think of a subject or a topic and then go from there. I can't wait to read some of them.